The Simpsons debut might be the most bizarre pilot in TV history, and yet it has somehow become one of the most important first episodes we've ever seen, with over 13 million people tuning in. So, what made this strange debut the perfect introduction to the series? Firstly, the episode wasn't even supposed to be the pilot. The original pilot could not air in time due to animation issues and was later released as episode 13 in season 1. As a result, episode 1 of The Simpsons is actually a Christmas special titled Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. The episode opens without any of the iconic elements that would soon define The Simpsons. No chalkboard gag, no saxophone solo, no family squeezing on the couch. Instead, we jump straight into the chaos of a Christmas pageant, and just like that, the groundwork is being laid for one of TV's most famous families. Rather than rely on exposition, we meet the family through the lens of the holiday itself. And it's a brilliant move, because Christmas, whether you love it or dread it, is the one time a year when every single family dynamic gets dialed up to 11. Every strength, every flaw, every added stress, and every quiet resentment is on full display. Now, this is hardly the first time America has been introduced to The Simpsons. After 3 seasons of shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show, America's favorite yellow family received their very own Fox spinoff on December 17, 1989. Right away, we get a sense of who everyone will become throughout the show. Starting with Homer Simpson, the walking, talking embodiment of a dad joke. Just a guy trying his best to try his best for his family, but never trying hard enough to make it easy on himself. And we get that right away as he shows up late for the pageant and makes sure to say hello to everybody in the crowd as he walks in. Along with Marge Simpson, his wife, the perfect yin to Homer's yang, the loving and caring mother figure who might just have a little too much faith in her husband, but as long as everyone else is happy, she seems to be happy. Bart Simpson gives audiences everything they need to know about him in his first line on screen. While the 4th grade class showers begrudging parents with the crowd favorite Jingle Bells, Bart remixes it with the now iconic rendition featuring Batman smelling and Robin laying an egg.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin lays an egg.
Giving birth to a new breed of class clown in the 90s. I have to imagine teachers everywhere look back at this show with PTSD for all the little Bart Simpsons they had in their classes. Lisa Simpson, much like Bart, shows us exactly who she is right from jump. While most of the other elementary schoolers fumble their way through the Christmas pageant, Lisa dazzles with her Southern Island Santa performance, which involves acrobatics and flaming torches. She also has a speech later in the episode that could have been pulled right out of Good Will Hunting, establishing Lisa is a Hall of Fame overachiever and defines her character moving forward. And then there's Maggie Simpson. Just like Maggie does more often than not for the next 40 years, she's just happy to be there. The way they use Maggie as a camera cut reaction to all the chaos of the Simpson family makes you wonder, is Maggie Simpson the original Jim Halpert? The episode centers around the face of the franchise, Homer Simpson. He establishes himself as the main character of the show right away throughout this holiday adventure of putting presents under the tree. He's broke, he's panicking, he's lying about being broke and panicking, but he's not doing it selfishly. He's doing it because he wants to give his family a good Christmas. He's failing honorably, but that's the magic of Homer. From day one, he's the everyman who tries hard and can't get close, and we love him for it. And just like most episodes of The Simpsons, through hope, will, determination, and a lack of other options, Homer ends up saving the day. And the genius of it all, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. After Homer gets denied a Christmas bonus and Bart blows all the money Marge stashed away getting a tattoo removed, the Simpsons are left with no budget for Christmas shopping, so Homer and Bart do what every good father and son duo, when their back is against the wall, they head to the tracks. This establishes one of the better tag teams in TV history. Homer and Bart are rivals, enemies, and maybe best friends, I'm not really sure. But when they're on screen together with a common goal, it creates magic, and you can see that from day one. Everything Bart says gets under Homer's skin, and everything Homer says, Bart has something to say about it. After their dog, Santa's Little Helper, comes in dead last, not even close, barely finishes the race, Homer's out of options. But again, the big yellow man keeps failing upwards. Santa's little helper is kicked off the track and right into the arms of Homer and Bart, and despite not accomplishing his goal for even a second, a family dog ends up being the perfect Christmas gift after all. The end. A classic Homer story tripping his way through adversity only to come out victorious on the other end, if for no other reason than his wife loves him just a little too damn much. While this episode is void of some of the iconic tropes and staples of The Simpsons, there are seeds planted here that go on to be foundational to the legendary Fox series. The opening shot of the episode shows the sign out front of the school, highlighting the Springfield shopper giving the Christmas pageant 3.5 stars. A nice little jab joke, but something that becomes a huge part of the show moving forward. Using signs and news and different billboards like this sneak in jokes that will become blink and you miss it laughs week after week. We also get introduced to some of the most iconic side characters in Simpsons history. While no one gets any significant screen time, we meet some of our favorite Springfield supporters. First off, Ned Flanders, the best enemy in all of TV and the ultimate friendly neighbor. Next, Patty and Selma, the antagonistic sister-in-law / chain-smoking aunts that everybody loves. Barney and Moe show that they are future role players with early intros here inside of Moe's Tavern, one of the many locations in Springfield that become characters themselves throughout the show. And another weird footnote is the episode itself. It is impossible to watch this episode and not think of Homer as Clark Griswold and not be reminded of another American classic, Christmas Vacation, which came out 16 days before this episode. The similarities are uncanny. Now let's zoom out for a second and realize what this episode leads to, a true phenomenon of American culture. The Simpsons become the longest running American scripted primetime series ever. It redefined what animation shows could do in tone, comedy, and cultural relevance. It paved the way for South Park, Family Guy, Rick and Morty, King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers, and so many more. It laid the tracks for adult animation to thrive, and it changed what network TV was willing to take a risk on. The pilot isn't the most joke-dense episode. It doesn't have the fast-paced cutaway gags or pop culture deep dives or layers of irony that made the golden years of The Simpsons so iconic, but here's the thing. None of that works if you don't care about the family, and this episode made us care. It gave us a reason to root for Homer, feel for Marge, laugh for Bart, admire Lisa, and go, "Aww," every time Maggie drops her pacifier. It set the emotional tone that the humor would eventually springboard off of. That's not just good writing, that's legacy level storytelling, and it shows. So, is Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire the perfect first episode? Yeah, honestly, it kind of is. Not because it's the funniest, not because it's the flashiest, but because it was just as wild and bold as the show ends up being. It's a Christmas special, a spin-off debut. It wasn't even supposed to be the pilot, and yet 13 million Americans watched on day one. That's a handicap no other show had to face yet overcome. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. It planted seeds that would grow into one of the most influential shows of all time. It introduced the voices, rhythms, and quirks, and it did it all during the holidays. It didn't need a chalkboard gag to make history. It just needed heart and a dog. A very cute, yet rather unremarkable dog.
What's his name?
Number 8. I mean, Santa's little helper.